The Mortal Kombat 2 trailer has broken records. No other Red Band trailer has ever done this well. So that's some good news and something to talk about besides Jade. No, that's the wrong Jade. Put up the Jade that looks different from the rest. Okay, that's still the wrong Jade, but we're getting closer. Alright, there we go. Yeah, people are still talking about this topic. In fact, this recent video doubled my numbers in just 3 days, which is amazing, and I'm not even mad because 71,000 views is still very nice. My main point is everyone is still talking about this, including the normies now. It's no longer just the die-hard Mortal Kombat fans. So today's video is going to cover some new information that popped up around this topic, including some drama and also some rumors. Then finally, I want to talk about why fans care about this situation, because I see tons of people online trying to lie about why fans are upset. So I wanted to clear the air on that situation, but first, it looks like Jade's new design might not last the entire movie. Yeah, that's right, before showing any details, I want to give a spoiler warning, because this could be part of the story. Honestly though, it's not really a big deal in my opinion, and I think it's fine to talk about this, but in case you want zero spoilers at all, you can skip to this time on screen. Alright, you see it? It's right there. Alright, time for Reddit, because Todd Garner, the producer of the Mortal Kombat 2 movie, has been speaking a bit on Twitter, and Reddit got some screenshots. And there's two tweets in particular I want to cover. First up is this tweet by Kush Luger. I told people this her look will change when she becomes a part of the good side. Just relax, this our intro to Jade. And look how Todd Garner replied. Exactly. So, okay, does this mean that Jade will actually get hair by the end of the movie, or possibly after a time skip when she leaves Shao Kahn's army? Could Todd Garner be hinting at a spoiler here that happens later on in the story? Maybe Jade's initial appearance doesn't stick around for the whole movie. In other words, she starts off bald, but then has hair later on in the film, or possibly by the end of the movie, we see her with her classic Edenian hair. I think that definitely could be possible. I mean, look at this poster on screen. They purposely don't show the top of Jade's head. And at first I thought that was intentional to hide the baldness, but now I'm wondering if it's something else. Maybe Jade has multiple hairstyles in this movie, which is why they don't show the hair in this poster, because it changes in the movie. That could be possible. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Some people watching might think this means nothing, but to me, the fact that Todd Garner replied to this random person on Twitter means they're onto something. I think Todd Garner choosing to reply to this tweet in particular could hint at something bigger, I'm just saying. However, with that also said, if I was to be a pessimist, like I often am, I do think it's most likely that Jade is bald for most of the movie. There is a tiny chance that by the end of the film, she has her classic hairstyle back. Alright, the next up is tweet number 2. Todd, what do you have to say to those who are criticizing Jade's look? I felt that some of the comments were even disrespectful to Toddy Gabrielle, and I think that's very unfair. To which Todd replies, me too. They need to watch the movie to see if it makes sense and to know that there is a plan for her as the franchise continues. So this tweet has two very important things I want to talk about. Number one, going after the actress is a low blow, and I don't think it's really fair, even if it was her idea to be bald in the movie, which it very well could be. Many people online think that could be the case. However, even if it was her idea for Jade to be bald during the movie, the reality is she does not have the final say. It's the producers, directors who decide what the characters look like ultimately, which is why I agree with the first part of this tweet. I think anyone going after the actress is being a bit unfair. Even if it was her idea, and a bad idea, I will say that, ultimately the actress is not responsible for how the character looks in the movie. That's the people in charge. However, with that also said, I'm imagining if Kirsten Dunst said no to having red hair in the first Spider-Man movie, I would consider that really dumb. As a big Spider-Man fan and a big comic book fan, I think the actor's job is to look like the character. And the same goes for a Mortal Kombat movie, right? The entire point of this movie is that it's the game, but on the big screen. A vast majority, or at least a very big chunk of the viewers, are gonna be Mortal Kombat fans, and you want to appeal to them. Your goal when designing characters for a movie should be to reflect the game itself. So even if at one time it was the actress's idea for Jade to be bald, she's not the one responsible ultimately, so placing blame on her is not fair. However, if you find the idea of Jade being bald period and wonder why would anyone want to do that, I think that's a fair opinion, because I don't understand that decision either. It would be like making Kitana blonde. That's gonna upset fans too. Kitana is not blonde. She's never been blonde in any of the games. Or for an easier example, imagine giving Sonya red hair. That would also not make sense. Sonya's always been blonde. It's part of her character. As mentioned earlier in this video, I see people lying about why the fan base is upset. They're trying to make it about race, or about the actress, or about anything anything other than the character looking wrong, which is in reality what fans are upset about. This does not look like Jade. It simply does not. Now, whether or not that's a big deal will depend on your own opinion as a fan. Some people don't think it's a big deal while other fans do. For example, some people say she's wearing green and has the bow staff, so that's enough. That's how this fan feels, and likely would not mind Katana being blonde, but for me personally, it's a big deal. Wearing the color green is not enough in my opinion. Video game films need to represent characters in a way that pleases the fans. I think the writer and director grossly underestimated how much fans care about game accuracy. So it's about more than just the color of the outfit. I'll put some Mortal Kombat characters on screen right now, and even if you change their outfit color, you can still tell the characters apart. I know who's Sindel, I know who's Katana, Jade, and Melina in this picture. And the same goes for the men, honestly. I have Johnny Cage, Liu Kang, Reptile. I know who these characters are, even if we change the color of their outfits. I will admit that other fighting games do this better, like Tekken and Street Fighter. I can make the characters wear anything, and you can still tell who they are. Which is true for some Mortal Kombat characters, but also developers keep changing their appearances, so it does get tricky. NetherRealm needs to stop doing that, alright? Quit changing the characters so drastically from game to game. There needs to be more consistency in this series, and I think we can all agree on that. Because while Jade is known for wearing green, she also has long, beautiful, smooth hair. So even if Jade wasn't bald and had a mohawk or something in this film, that would still look wrong for the same reasons. And I imagine the outrage online would be similar. It's honestly kinda shocking how Jade's been in 2 Mortal Kombat films and neither of them look correct. They're both wrong for different reasons. Now, do I consider this the ugly Sonic of Mortal Kombat movies? No, I definitely don't. Some people might, but to me that's a bit too far. I see some people demanding a CGI wig on the character, for example. That's not gonna happen, you guys. It's less than 3 months before this movie drops. So unless the studio wants to delay the release, I don't think any big changes are happening. But alright, to end today's video, I wanted to talk about something that was covered on the Kombat Kings as well. In my comment section and online in some places, I heard a rumor that the actress actually responded to the backlash and got mad at the Mortal Kombat fans, which if true, that's very saucy and would be fun to read, but I can't find this tweet anywhere, which means the actress either removed it or people are just lying about the whole situation and made up the entire story about her response. I'm personally not sure what happened, so let me know in the comment section if you saw this tweet or you heard about it and have any proof whatsoever, because on the one hand, it sounds possible because similar things have happened in recent memory where the actors get angry at fans online. Look at the whole Snow White situation. So maybe it did happen, but honestly, I need proof. Obviously, I need proof. I'm not just gonna believe something without evidence. So alright everyone, there you have it. I hope this will be my final video on the bald Jade topic. While I'm definitely not a fan of Jade being bald, my main concern is how big this issue got. It derailed all the hype for Mortal Kombat 2. It feels like everybody is just talking about Jade bald. Not me though. In my video, I also talked about the Baraka backlash and the Johnny Cage backlash too. So don't go lumping me in with everyone else who only complained about Jade, alright? I covered all the complaints. And deep down, I am hoping that Mortal Kombat 2 is a good movie. If it truly is a fun film, then all is forgiven. But as you all know, I love making these videos interactive, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How do you feel about Jade being bald? Was it a terrible decision? Do you not care? And also, do you think fans should have to pay money to watch the movie before complaining? Because I kind of take issue with that idea. Watching films costs money, so saying watch the movie before having an opinion, that's not entirely fair. We're talking about a character's hair, right? Not the story itself. So it's not really a wait and see kind of issue, is it? Alright, I'm rambling. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed today's video, and then finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.